Hi.
We say, hey, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Beyond the Barricade. I'm Lor.
And I'm Maddie.
And this is an episode.
Yeah, our first episode back in a little while.
2025? First ep?
We are kicking off the new year of podcasts,
Welcome
our
back,
official
baby.
start
Yeah.
for 2025. And we've got a really good one.
We do.
To start the year off.
Yeah. Who are we talking to?
We are talking to Ari Abdul.
Yes.
Who was on tour, I think currently still is, for a few more dates, but was opening for Nessa Barrett.
Yes.
On tour. And we had the chance to attend the show, but also got to talk to Ari a little bit. Got obviously to do an interview with her.
I was about to say we had the honor to have an interview. That was so much fun.
It was such a fun show. It was so fun getting to talk to her and learn more about her because we became aware of her thanks to getting to interview her.
Yeah.
And she's definitely a newer artist. She doesn't even have a full album out yet, and she's already killing it.
Yeah, I'm very new to her too, music-wise, but she does have a very small, strong fan base.
Yeah.
She was telling us a little bit off the recording that she was on tour in like Japan.
Yeah.
And like people, like just we were talking about like the fans difference from like over there to like here and just like hearing that we're like, wait, but you're still so young.
Yeah.
Like, and she's so cool.
She also told us, and I believe it's in the episode, that there are a couple of fans, I believe, from Germany.
Yes, they were attending multiple shows.
Yes, that like came to the States and attended multiple shows, and just it is so cool to see an artist that new have already such a diehard fan base that I feel like will obviously only grow as time continues. She's also so young.
Yeah,
she's like, I don't know how old she is. I'm not going to speculate, but she's very young.
She is, and she's super talented. I remember when we were like tearing down everything, she had to go run and do a meet and greet or like VIP experience. And we're like, oh, okay, cool. And in the House of Blues where the show was, in this green room, it's like above the stage, there's a curtain and you can look down and see the crowd. This VIP was huge.
It was insane. There were so many people.
Yeah.
there.
And now, mind you, she was like support on the tour, but still like so many people were there for her.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I just remembered. Okay, I'll talk about this after. Make sure you're watching the podcast because I'm going to do an outfit change.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Because there's something, talking of fans, that I really want to bring up.
Lovely.
I need to note. This is a very important announcement.
Stay tuned for that.
Yeah. Make sure you watch this. But she's so nice. And
She is.
her camp was so cool. We just like were hanging out with like all of them. And we do say this a lot. Like people are human. Like these artists that you guys like love and that we love too. They're just goofballs.
Yeah.
They're just genuine.
They're
like
just humans. Yeah.
And it's really cool seeing like people starting out and like really picking up pace. Like also being like oh shit. Like I can't believe this is like happening too. Sorry, my cat Josie wants to be a part of the podcast today.
No.
Josie, no.
No.
Josie.
No. Jose? No.
Josie, come.
Okay. Plotting her way up here. Okay.
And so it's really cool to see like all these like younger artists be as excited as we are.
Yeah.
And it's, I don't know, it's just really fun. She's so cool. I will say that like 1,000 times.
Yes. And the day that we are recording this intro and outro is March 7th, which is a release day for her.
Yes.
Her new single Dreams just came out. So,
dude, blasting that.
So good. So good.
She doesn't even have a full album out.
I know. It's so wild. And we talk a little bit about that too in the podcast.
Oh,
so keep listening, obviously.
We have the inside things.
Yeah, she's super sick. Her music is insane. It was her show. Her live performance is amazing. The show itself was so fun. So we will get to the interview.
Yeah.
And then we have more things to say at the end. But here, without further ado, is Ari.
And then this morning they were like, we got you a present. And this whole time I thought it said lactose intolerant. I was like,
oh wait.
Has a cow with tanks and fighter jets and missiles and explosions.
Where did we get those?
Where'd you find that?
Five Below.
That actually checks out.
That makes sense, actually.
It's been great.
So that's such a good intro.
Yeah.
Because we don't need to do anything else now for that.
There we are.
You have to
my
watch
shirt
this
is up
podcast
there.
episode now to
You
see
have
what
to
the fuck
see
we're
my
talking
shirt.
about.
You have to see my
you
shirt.
have to see.
Am I
yes.
in the frame?
You are.
Yes,
You're
you
so
are.
in the frame.
I'm so blind.
The frame starts like at the very beginning of the couch.
Yeah.
Oh, no, yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, I was blessed with being terribly nearsighted, terribly lactose intolerant,
All of it.
average height.
Average height.
Average
That's
height.
the only thing average about her is her
It's
height.
like-
That's a shirt idea.
There you go.
Anyway, hi everyone. Welcome to another episode of the podcast. I'm Lor.
I'm Maddie.
And who are we with today?
Ari Abdul
Hell yeah.
in the House of Blues.
Whoa. It sounded like you're about to freestyle right there. A little
Imagine
bit.
just, like, going
just
on.
going. That would have been
That would
amazing.
have been so good.
Well, yeah.
We are so freaking excited to get to talk to you today. We obviously want to talk about, we're on tour with Nessa Barrett right now. You've got a lot of exciting things coming up, but we kind of want to take a step back first. And one of the things that we really like to ask about is kind of how you came up in the music scene. And one thing that we really love asking is there someone in your life who kind of introduced you to the music that has had an influence on you? Or how did you kind of get into the music scene?
Tell us about your start.
Yeah.
Your music. Yeah.
Complete accident, genuinely. And I feel like when I tell this story, people don't believe it, but I truly grew up thinking I could not sing for my life. I wasn't like one of those kids that were like, I would sit in my bedroom and play songs. Like, no, I was like, I'm never become a musician. Like, my plan was go to college, study business, and then just find some kind of office job.
Yep.
But long story short, I was in college, and literally the first day of college, I ended up meeting one of my closest friends. His name is Thomas LaRosa, older brother of Isabel LaRosa, I was actually here with both of them exactly a year ago playing the smaller room, which is insane.
Crazy.
Wow.
But yeah, this is summer, fall 2019. We met in college, and he was like, I'm here for like an internship to like work at a studio. And I was like, okay, whatever. And this is all full circle. This is all full circle. I was just thinking about it.
Yes.
So I actually met him first day of school, and he's like, I lost my ID and he lost his wallet. So we're both at Lost and Found. And he's like, oh, I like your style. He's right behind me in line. He's like, I like your style. What music do you listen to? And I'm like, who is this guy? It's too early for this. And I'm like, this is why it's full circle. I'm like, you wouldn't know it. The 1975.
Fuck off.
There
Yeah,
we
I was
go.
like the 1975, which for the podcast, we were just listening to the 1975 because I am a stan. And
Went
that's
on a
going to
whole
loop into
tangent.
that.
Yeah.
It's all,
Yes.
everything is going to connect right now. But he was like, of course I know the 1975. And I was like, no, you don't. You're a boy. And like, why would you know that?
That is so true.
That's my band. No, you don't.
Yeah. And
For the girls.
exactly. I did like no other explanation. But just to like time jump, I started college in 2019. And of course, the next year was a pandemic.
Yep.
Everyone was like at home. And then eventually it was like, let's just go to the studio. There's nothing else anyone's doing.
Of course.
And I would just like hang around. And I've always been a music fan. And specifically the music that like got me into anything was like the Tumblr era. So of course, the 1975, The Neighborhood, Arctic Monkeys. And that's where like I drew inspiration from. So, I mean, one day Thomas was like, why don't you make a song? And I was like, I cannot sing. And he was like, anyone can sing.
True.
And then that is literally the birth story of Baby Doll, which was my first song, but also literally my first time ever singing in my life.
Oh my gosh.
No,
That's
it was
insane.
not.
It's insane. Like, I don't know how it happened, but that's like the long story kind of shortened.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Insane.
Oh my gosh.
Just to add to this like little bit, Lore, we did mention this earlier too, but we're at the House of Blues right now. The same room last night, we saw Role Model who did a 1975 cover. And then Maddie had this weird existential like crisis, a little bit out of body, where she remembered she saw the 1975 in the same room 11 years ago. So
how does it feel to be staying or
in the
playing
room.
the same stage that the 1975 has graced?
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want to over a fangirl, but I have a huge poster from, I went to the concert in like 2016, 2017.
Yeah.
It was at Madison Square Garden. It was like one of my like first concerts I went to like with my own money. That was like something I was interested in. Cause I mean, the first concert I was honestly at was like a Nickelodeon, like early Ariana Grande, like Nickelodeon Ariana show.
Like Sam and Cat, Ariana Grande.
Yeah. No, before that was like, it was Victorious.
Oh, yep.
Yeah. But then my own money, I think I was like a sophomore or junior in high school. And I was like, then I was like, Maddie Healy. Yes! I was like, Maddie Healy.
Yes.
So
Love
pretty. But yeah, so that's insane. I'm a stan.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I love that so much.
Okay, I love that you mentioned the like Tumblr era of like 1975 neighborhood Arctic Monkeys. One thing that we were talking about on our way over here is I really love, we're kind of digging into your music and your just style. I feel like you're so stylistically defined from all the visuals. And I feel like I can see the influence that, because I think the 1975 and like Arctic Monkeys and the neighborhood are like that too, where they have a very defined visual style that coincides with their music. Yeah. I feel like they're probably the influence, but can you tell us a little bit about like how you developed your style, like visuals to go with your music?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel like it's a mixture of so many things. I was just like honestly lucky enough to grow up in New York City with like literally surrounded by everything. Yes. I feel like there's sometimes where I look at my own visuals, I'm like, I feel like I'm about to rap and then I'm like singing like the most depressing, like heavy bass song ever. But there's just so many things I grew up on because I mean, when I was really young, my brother like put me onto Metallica and like metal, and then grew up in New York. It was like I was surrounded by rap, and then I put myself onto. I don't even know what to call. What is that Tumblr? What kind of music is that? I guess alternative, indie alternative. But I feel like all the visuals honestly come so naturally. Yeah, like truly. I feel like if I think it looks cool, which is so subjective, like what people think is cool, I'm like, all right, that's what that looks like.
I love that.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
We talk about this a lot too, on and off the podcast. I'm from New Jersey. And so East Coast, just creativity, that's a word.
Yep.
Check it. It's such a creative space and you're just surrounded by it, but you don't even like really keep track of it until it's time and you're in an environment where it's like, West Texas or something, and you're like, shit, this where the fuck am I? And then people are like, wow, that's so unique. And I'm like, okay, it's just life. But I don't know, we talk about that. And I don't know, being from where you are or like your hometown, like where you grow up plays such an important part in that.
Absolutely.
We have such a duality between like, I'm obviously from Texas and she's from New Jersey. So it's so different, the environments that we grew up in. And it's really cool to see like, the influence that it's had.
Yeah. I love it so much.
Fully. Can I ask you a question about New Jersey?
Oh my God.
She will always talk about New Jersey.
Yeah.
So growing up in New York City, like the amusement park obviously was Six Flags. Yeah. Great Adventure. Did you see they imploded King the Ka, guys?
This was the tallest roller coaster in America. Oh. It was like a big deal when it opened. I was there opening day with it. Yeah. Oh and my little brother,
roller coaster.
My little brother rode it. I was like too afraid. I was like, no, I don't want to. But I watched him and it was straight. It just goes straight up and it goes straight down. And,
It's like a 5-second roller coaster too. It's like
God.
You're literally shot up and you just go down.
It's just the drop.
We used to be a proper country.
But I can't I
it's sad.
I can't believe it. I like genuinely can't even like wrap my brain around. I like opened up TikTok today and my brother sent me like the video of it. It just explodes and it falls down. I'm like, there's no way.
I saw some guy, he was doing like a live stream about it. And it was like covering like a major news story, but it's really just this guy talking about Six Flags Great Adventure.
Explosion.
R.I.P. King to Ka.
I have nothing to add to the New Jersey.
Yes, but there's Six Flags here too.
Yeah, there is. I was about to say that was my theme park growing up as well.
Yeah. I love a good roller coaster.
Yeah, I do now, I will say. But growing up, I was not a roller coaster person, but I think it was more like just a fear base. And now I'm like, well, whatever. You'll get over it. You'll get over it.
I love it.
Yeah. You said your first concert you went to was Nickelodeon, maybe. Well, yes, quote unquote. First one you spent your money on a little different. When do you think, if you have like a memory of like you going to a concert and you being like, holy fuck, I want to do that. Like I want to strive to do that.
Oh my goodness. I mean, I'm genuinely a concert junkie in general. I still am. And I don't know if this is embarrassing or not. This is not the answer, but I don't know if this is embarrassing. The last time I camped out for a concert was Billie Eilish, literally in October, and I camped for I think 29 hours.
So amazing.
I like stood overnight. I made a bunch of friends. People were coming up to me being like, Ari, why are you sleeping outside? And I was like, I'm not sleeping.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah. I was like, you don't see me. I was like, you don't see me. I need to be at the barricade. But Ooh, I feel like festivals kind of, I don't know if that counts because I don't know if festivals are like concerts.
Yeah.
But this is not a secret. I feel like I've said this before. I used to sneak into Gov Ball and Rolling Loud. Honestly, Gov Ball is a huge goal for me.
Yeah.
Because I've yet to play it, but that's like the one New York festival.
Yep.
And I used to
That is the New York festival.
I'm sorry, Gov Ball, if you ever see this, but I used to sneak into your festival, and I feel like
because you don't invite her yet. Yeah.
I think it was the one in 2021. I don't know what it was about it. But I remember just being there. And at this time, I was like writing songs in the studio. I just figured out that like that's a thing.
Yeah.
Because Baby Doll came out in very early 2022, but we wrote it around that summer, summer 2021. And I remember like I was always going to the studio. I was like, oh, so this is how this works. And then I went to that festival and I was like, this is a real thing people do.
Like
seeing everyone as the day progressed, I was like, I want to do that one day. You know, I want to be on a stage.
We have those things too, like in this.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I want to latch on to the just fan experience. And I love that you have your own experiences of doing that. And we were talking a little bit before we started recording, but I think it's incredible that you've only been doing this a couple of years and you already have fans that have such like a level of dedication to you. Can you tell us kind of any like favorite fan moments that you've had from this tour or in the past or any moments where you're like, holy shit, like
I have fans.
Fans that are willing to do this for me, like camp out for 29 hours.
No, I mean, it's insane in general. I like never wrap my head around the fact that anyone is like, oh, Ari, like you're so cool. I look
you're
up
recognizable,
to you.
yeah.
Is it weird to call people like a fan of you?
What did you say before?
Don't like it. I kind of don't like it. Just like literally, and I'm not saying this because it's like, oh, we're on camera. Like I'm like, you're my friends, and I was telling them this off camera. But there's two very specific fans. Their names are Vicky and Teresa. They're from Germany.
Hey Vicky, hey Teresa.
Incredible.
And I remember the last tour I went on in Europe, I saw them at like all these shows over and over again to the point where I was just like, you guys can just hang out after the show and hang out with me. And we ate food together. And I was like, you guys are my friends at this point. You guys are at all these shows. And then they came to this tour. They were in the first show, opening night in Minneapolis. I saw them both nights in New York and they're coming to Seattle and they told me that. And I was like, I can't even wrap my head around it.
Traveling countries.
Yeah. Like, insane.
That's wild behavior, but it's so well deserved. Yeah. It's so fucking insane.
I mean, I love it, but it's truly like I really am so grateful for it, especially like coming from like the same place and just like being really passionate about artists.
Yeah.
And being like, I will give everything to see you. Because honestly, same.
Yeah. You can really tell when like artists are fans just themselves and it's so important. And I don't know, it creates this like weird level of like, I don't know, like
makes you more human. I almost feel like
we have one of our friends. We actually interviewed him for the podcast. His name's Esteban or SD. He's Slow Joy, and he's also got really popular on TikTok too. Yeah. And I just read an article today that Sue sent out, like covering him because he just announced a new tour. Yes, and he talks about like fans and how he's like I can't call them fans. I call them all homies. And so like he comes out to and he's like he calls his fan base is like my homies. Yeah.
I love that.
So I love it.
Yeah, no, the word fan is just weird to me, especially because I don't like Gen Z. I feel like I'm in that weird gap though, because I was born in 2001. So it's like I didn't grow up with like an iPad in hand.
Right.
But you like know how to use a computer.
But I know how to use a computer.
Yeah.
But I feel like the word fan is just, there's like like when people say, oh, that's fan behavior, like that, it's like a negative.
Yeah.
I don't know. So I'm just, they're my homies as well.
There you go. Yeah. Role model had shirts yesterday that said fangirl. But it was like ironic. And I'm like, that's like, it's like the word fan, like you can kind of take control of it now, I think.
Yeah.
Which I love. Oh man, you have a new single soon.
I do. Yeah,
I was thinking about that, and I'm like, this is going to release once the single's out. So your single will be out.
It's coming out this Friday. I guess it's
March
Friday
7th?
right now, but it's coming out like next Friday, March 7th. It's called Dreams.
Tell us about it.
That is a song. It feels like the weird thing about making music, which I didn't know before making music, is it takes so incredibly long to release anything. It's like you go in, you make the song, and then you listen back. You're like, I like this. I want to finish it. And that's like, it takes months. Yes. And then especially I've been fortunate enough to tour so much. So it's like anything takes months to complete. And then by the time anything is finished, it's like an entire year goes by. So yeah, I've like probably wrote that song a year ago, but I'm so stoked about it because it's like it's really fun. It's genuinely it's like so many of the other songs I've been writing the last year are kind of like very vulnerable. That was my goal in like just writing new music. I was like, let me be as vulnerable as I can. But this one I was like, this one's a little fun. But what I will say about it, and this isn't a secret because I like can't keep my mouth shut, is this upcoming song is the first single of the year, but like the last single that isn't a part of anything. Cool. If that makes sense.
Yeah. You're just releasing it because you want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you catch my drift. You catch my drift.
It's the last time a individual single will be released, period.
Yeah, that's
then
like
to exist as its own thing.
Yeah. I
love that. You know what that means, people.
Everyone knows what
Everyone knows what that means.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Like when there were like TikToks getting deleted, I went on a live stream and I was just like, all right, guys, nothing.
This is what's going on.
You let it all out,
and then it came back. B, C, and I was like, you didn't hear anything. Like, I didn't say anything.
Yeah, that was so fake. Well, we don't want to take up too much of your time, and we appreciate you so much. But we have one final question. Maddie, you always ask the best because I fuck up words.
What are you a fan of right now? What are you either music or just in general? What are you a fan of?
Yeah.
What am I a fan of? That's great. I love good brain rot. I mean,
hell yeah.
I'm fortunate enough to be on the road with an amazing group of people that share the same amount of brain cells and brain rot as me. So we sit all day and our brains are just like continuously rot. But one of my favorite things is just opening up any social media platform, and it's like it's so curated to me, and it's just pure brain rot. And I mean, whoever's watching this, you can take that in any way you want. I can't disclose exactly what kind of brain rot it is.
I feel like our timelines are synced up.
Yeah. Like there's really strange stuff going on my timeline. I'm like, okay, this is perfect. But yeah, I'm a fan of that. What am I also a fan of? No dairy. I feel like I really cut out dairy. That's really random, but I've been lactose intolerant for so long.
Despite the shirt.
I am, I wore this. I also want to tell you guys, I wore this just for you. Like I was gifted this morning. I was like, I am going to wear this just for them. Because this is not what I'm wearing on stage. I wish it was, but
have to tune in and find out.
Yeah, that's just, it's going to be real special on stage. Excited. But this year I learned, and by this year I mean like literally like 3 months ago, I learned that butter is dairy. So
devastating.
I cut that out, and I'm like, wow, this is what it's supposed to feel like. So I'm a fan of taking care of myself.
Period.
Physically.
Yes.
I mean, that's all I can think about right now.
That's a great answer.
Taking care of myself this year.
And brain rot, which is honestly a part of taking care of yourself.
And lots of new music. I've truly been working on so much music. I only dropped literally, I think 3 songs last year, like solo, just me songs last year. But I spent all that time working on a ridiculous amount of music. So
a lot to look forward to.
Ellipses end on that.
Insane amount of stuff.
Awesome.
No more singles.
No more singles, guys.
That's it. Thank you so much.
Yes,
we're so excited.
Thank you.
We're so excited to see you tonight.
Yes. We're going to be partying.
Get ready. It's going to be a religious experience.
I'm so ready.
I love that so much.
Incredible.
Awesome. Well, thanks, man.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Woo! Welcome back.
Hi, guys. Shirts are coming on and off. It's fine.
Correct. We had an outfit change, so if you're not watching the video, you need to be. Explain.
I love fans, and I love dedication that fans have to making things.
Yes.
And
I love a homemade gift.
I love a homemade gift. And this gift was not for me, but I am reaping the benefits
with you.
With me, it lies.
Yes.
Yes. A fan made Ari this shirt that says baby doll. And whatever fan did this, I need to know what you sprayed on it. Like cologne, perfume. It smells amazing. It was in my dryer and it still smells so good.
Love that.
Like, she was amazed by the gifts. There was some fans made her bracelets that she was like freaking out about that had like different songs on them. Somebody made them glasses too.
Classic.
Yeah. They're all about the fan gifts.
Yeah.
They are traveling in a van though. So
the space is limited.
So bad. And I will say, because there's some bands that like we've seen where it's like they get like fan gifts and they're like, we appreciate it so much, but we physically cannot take it with us.
Yeah.
And we saw the van after, and it was tight. But they don't throw it out.
No.
So
here's its safe home.
I love it. It's so comfy. Good job.
It's getting a lot of attention.
A lot of love.
Yes,
it's getting a lot of wear. Yeah.
It is. So fans were great. Ari's amazing. Amazing.
Ari's amazing.
I don't know where that accent came from.
I love it.
My Texas roots are really showing today. But yeah, Ari's incredible. I hope you love her just as much as we do now after listening to our little interview with her.
Yeah. I will say the moment where she was like, can I talk about the East Coast? You were like, oh.
Here we go. I just know the moment the East Coast is brought up, L'Oreal just like lights up.
It's and a special
I know
place.
It's a conversation will be happening. So I love that got sneaked in there.
Yes. Also, it's very fun talking to a fan or talking to an artist who is such a fan themselves. Like she was talking about the last time she camped in a line.
Yeah.
Or she didn't say, she was like, I wasn't sleeping on the street because you can't legally do that or say that.
Yeah.
And who was it for? Was it for Billie Eilish?
Billie Eilish, yeah.
Similarities.
Yep. Very, very big similarities. Yeah.
And I think too, we talked about it in the episode about like the artistry of her.
Yes.
And what like from her influences played such an important part, especially because she didn't even know she could sing. She's such a new artist to where this is like she is finding out how good she is as she's doing
just
it.
Like accidentally almost. And it's crazy that she's already on like a national tour opening and playing these venues. Yeah, I think she's going to be such a fun artist to watch as her career unfolds. And like we said, she's so young and she's such a new artist that she's got so much ahead of her.
Yeah,
she'll be great.
It's so fun. We had such a good time. We cannot thank her enough, her whole team, for reaching out and letting us hang out with them for the night because that was so fun.
Yeah, everyone in her camp is amazing. So talented, such sweet people. Like we said, just so human, so fun to hang out with, such great people. I love supporting artists that have obviously great music, but it makes it so much better when they're just like great people too. Yeah. And she really is one of those.
She really is. Yeah. So quick one for you guys today. We have some more episodes coming in the pipeline.
Yeah, we've got some really exciting ones in the works for lining up for 2025.
Yeah. So make sure you're following us along on all the things.
Everything.
Madison, drop them.
All of the things. We are.
My cat is.
She is
Josie
attached to the seat, I think, and my shirt. Oh, hello, ma'am. Oh no, she's not. She's on the ground. Ma'am,
Josie.
Those claws. Josie. She said, "I will be part of this." There we go. Okay.
Madison, drop all the things where you can find us.
We are on everything. We're on TikTok. We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook. No one really follows us there, so ignore that. YouTube. We're on all of the podcasting platforms.
Yeah.
Anywhere you want, you can find us, except LinkedIn. Not LinkedIn.
We're not on LinkedIn, guys.
Sorry.
You can find our phone numbers, though, if you try hard enough.
Okay.
Don't do that.
Don't challenge people to that.
It has been done.
Oh, God. Yeah.
One time.
Follow along. We've got a lot of exciting things coming up for 2025.
Yes.
Podcast, extra little projects with Back in the Barricade. We've got a lot of shows that we're going to be doing Back in the Barricade content for.
We blinked. February's gone.
Yeah. February didn't happen.
It's been a year.
Now we're in March and spring tours are things. We're working on some summer festivals, hopefully.
Yeah. Nothing like getting a voice note from Madison first thing in the morning, like 6:30 a.m. And she's like, so we have shows this week. And
here's what we've got.
Here's our lineup for it. Yeah. Because that quite literally happened.
Yeah, that was this week, which was the first week of March.
Yep.
So,
wow,
we
did it.
Yep.
Welcome to 2025, Backing the Barricade, Beyond the Barricade, all the things. If this is your first time listening, thanks so much. Tell us what you think in a comment or rating, whatever you're listening on. Let us know.
Write us a cute little review.
Yeah, or a comment on YouTube, because I reply to those.
Yes. Yes, she does.
I have such a good time. Yeah.
So wow, I'm pronouncing my words so weird today.
Hey,
we'll see you in the comments.
You're doing good.
Yeah.
Give yourself credit.
It's our first one back. I'm sorry. I'm struggling. I'll be better. I
Don't
swear.
Don't my friend like that.
Keep listening.
You're doing great. Yes. All right, guys. That's all we have for you. Again, I'm Lor. You can find my personal handle at L'Oreal Michelle.
And I am Madison. You can find me at Earth to Madison.
Or if you want to find us together,
it is at Backing the Barricade.
Together at Backing the Barricade on all social medias. That's all we got. Again, thanks for listening.
We'll see you on the next one.
Bye.
Bye.